Good morning, happy Thursday, Solomon Wangwe. I just wanted to say a quick hello as we have just arrived in Nanyuki today, Thursday, the 14th of July 2022. The reason we're in Nanyuki today is because we happen to be attending the Land Control Board hearing for our zone in Kariunga for our AcaciaCove project, where we're asking for permissions to transfer 40-something odd title deeds to patient buyers and customers for AcaciaCove. You know yourselves, if you're getting this video directly from us, this is the reason why. Just to let you know that we are finally here. It's taken us 2 years to get to this point, unfortunately, but we thank God. We're grateful that we're able to attend the land board hearing today to get your long-awaited consents. And hopefully we will also get permission from the Land Control Board itself to film our session of the land board hearing. If they agree, they tend to be iffy about that for good reason. So no promises there, but nevertheless, we will keep you updated along the way as we go through the day, and hopefully have a successful conclusion to this auspicious day. So stay tuned. You're watching On Land in Kenya. We have just been seen by the Land Control Board here in Nanyuki for our Kariunga project, AcaciaCove. And I know you can't tell from the look on my face, but great news. We have received approvals from the Land Board to transfer all our properties to all of you patient customers who've been waiting. And I look forward to collecting the letters of consent, which they have to prepare, which is normal, especially when there's a bunch of those. They have to be handwritten, stamped, and signed by the chair. And we've been asked to collect our letters of consent on Monday of next week. So stay tuned, we're gonna update you once those are in hand. But we are so grateful for this day. Huge victory for us, long time coming, and we're super pumped. So stay tuned, cheers. Great, so we're making a quick stop at this amazing place for lunch on our way back to Nairobi. This amazing place you can see behind me is called the Nook here in Nanyuki. Just a few meters from the main road, you make a right turn at the Rubis petrol station, and you'll see the signage right there. But as we take a quick break, I just wanted to explain the importance of a Land Control Board letter of consent to transfer, which is what we have received approval for here in Nanyuki for our AcaciaCove project. It makes up a very important part of completion documents, which is what you need to effectively and legally transfer a property from one party to another. And this is a document we've been waiting basically two and a half years to receive for all our patient buyers, which is why I was excited to give that update. And we'll include an image of that as an example of what a letter of consent is. It's issued by the Land Control Board chairman after approval by the Land Control Board, which is what has just happened. And this is a critical part of what we call the completion documents necessary for the transfer of a title. And we've done videos before on what completion documents are. If you're curious about that, please take a look at our archives on YouTube and get yourself familiarized with that, or you can give us a call, send us an email. We're happy to clarify that further for you. So stay tuned and have a great day. All right, so we're back from Nanyuki, where we attended the Land Control Board and got consents to transfer about 44 title deeds within our beautiful AcaciaCove development in Nanyuki. I'm sure you've heard us talk about this before, and if you haven't been tracking along, please go back and look at the videos about the process, our attendance of the Land Control Board and such. Tons of information on our website as well. So we're back at the office, and I am super, I know you can't tell, I'm not one of those guys who wears their emotions on their face, but I'm doing somersaults on the inside right now, because in front of me I have 44 title deeds. These are original title deeds, subdivisions for our AcaciaCove property. These are half-acre plots, master plan professionally by one of the best architectural firms on the continent, called Buchatman and Associates, ready for transfer. And the reason I say that is because we just obtained the letters of consent from the Land Control Board to transfer these properties to our buyers. Now, if you're watching this and you're one of our buyers, first of all, massive thank you to you, because you have all been waiting patiently a full 2 years since you made deposit payments for your land. Some of you even finished paying for your land, and you deposited your monies in escrow as you were supposed to, as I've said before. Most especially when you're buying land before it has been subdivided, you don't want to pay the seller directly. Send your money to escrow. That way you're covered in the event that you are unsatisfied with the process, its duration, and anything else that might come up. You are able to pull out without incident because your monies are released to you from escrow, right? So these are ready to go. Our 44 buyers who prepaid 2 years ago, we're ready to complete. And what I have in front of me is actually the completion documents. And I'll quickly go through these for you. In cases where sometimes some land boards do this, when you make applications to the land board and there happen to be a bunch of them at once, they will issue a blanket consent for everything, which is what I'm holding in my hand. Letter of consent to transfer all these title deeds as per the attached list. It'll actually say that. It's stamped by the chair to the board. That's what the letter of consent typically looks like. I'm going to try and not show you the details because they contain personal data for our buyers, but you have an idea. This is the list, again, stamped by the chair, listing all the title deed numbers, which are what I have in front of me. The transferees or our precious buyers, Grand Acres Limited, the owner of record of these title deeds. And this way, we are free to produce our completion documents. So this is what we send to their lawyers, to you, our customers, to your lawyers, to register these titles in your favor with the Ministry of Lands. And I'll quickly go through these if you can track along. This is a stamp duty valuation application form. When you hand over your transfer documents, they make an assessment about your declared value for the transaction, whether or not it's at par with what they know to be the market rate. Then they tell you this is how much you have to pay in stamp duty, which is a transfer property tax in Kenya that the purchaser usually is required to pay. In this case, it's going to be 2% of whatever the assessed value will be. That's what it looks like. Typically in duplicate or triplicate, in this case triplicate. Actually, there's more for whatever reason. So these ones, our advocate prepared 5 copies, which is nothing wrong with that. This is a transfer document. This is a template document created by the Ministry of Lands according to the Land Registration Act. General Regulations 2017. This is not a document someone prepares. It's a template, it's a legal document. How it looks, its dimensions have been designed specifically. This is what we feel. It will contain our details as a seller or vendor or transferor in this case, and the transferee. And it'll have my passport photo attached because I am a director of Grand Acres Limited. The directors, if the seller is a company, have to disclose their identities. Whoever has authority to sign is who has to attach their passport photo. This is where our buyer attaches theirs. This is also in triplicate. For reference, you can check out our videos about how to transfer a property on that. This is actually the Land Control Board receipt, booking receipt copy that we use to book the land board. This is important because we do not do special boards. Those are absolutely illegal. Never participate in one, no matter how suave or polished or elderly the person might be, especially as regards to advocates, because we have had fights with certain advocates who have presumed that we want to participate in special boards. Those are absolutely illegal. There is no such thing. Anyone who tells you otherwise is a liar or ignorant or trying to put you in a hole. So in the event that you have participated in a transaction where they obtained special board, land board consents for you to transact, have your seller or your advocate redo that process. Have them actually pay the fee to the cash office. It's usually 1,000 bobs. They issue you a receipt. You keep the original, they keep a copy, and they book you. You are listed in a schedule for the day. This way, in the event of a future audit about whether or not you pursued due process, they can refer to those documents which are kept under file. Lock and key usually, but they can be accessed retroactively in the event that an audit needs to be done, fraud investigations and the likes, and they will find you listed there as having participated formally for the Land Control Board on the day it was actually held, right? I've also done videos about that, so if you're curious, please go back and watch that. Send us questions, we're happy to clarify. Along with the completion documents, we attach copies of the application form for the Land Control Board, also done in triplicate. That's what these are. They will have my signature in the back because, again, I am the director at Grand Acres Limited and we only sell what we own. We are not agents or brokers. Nothing wrong with agents or brokers as long as they're licensed, but we are not that. We are sellers of land that we wholly own. This is a board resolution, board of director resolution. Because we are a company selling, you need authorization for the business to sell its property. Because these title deeds are registered in the name of Grand Acres, you need board resolutions. Don't accept completion documents without board resolutions because it's likely the land registrar will reject your documents anyway. In the unlikely event that they do not catch that, it puts you in problems in case of future issues, right? We also attach our particulars, our CR12 as Grand Acres, disclosing shareholding, directorship, incorporation certificate. That's what that is. Certified, PIN certificate, my particular documents, my ID, my KRA PIN certificate, as well as our customers. I won't let you see what they look like because they haven't given us permission to publicize their details. And then we also attach a copy of a search because the Land Control Board requires you to attach a recent search certificate to prove that the property is unencumbered. Unencumbered is fancy English word for there's no issues with the land, there's no loan on it, there's no fraud case, there's no land dispute, there's no charge or caution against the property. That's what the search is supposed to say, in which case then the land board may not approve the application or require other documents to support the approval. In this case, as you can see, those spaces are blank because the title deed is unencumbered. Clean title, that's what that means. And these all go in the completion pack that we surrender to the Ministry of Lands to register the transfer of a property from one party to another. So that's what these are right in front of me, which is why I'm excited. Again, massive thanks to all of you patient buyers who've been waiting 2 years, 2 whole years. We honor your trust. We are grateful for it. We don't take it for granted. And I look forward to having you share images or pictures or testimonials about your experience of you taking possession formally of your long-awaited property. So if you have any questions about what that process is supposed to look like, again, review our videos, send us questions. If you are an interested party, meaning you are one of these 44 individuals and you happen to be back in Kenya, for those of you who are in the diaspora, you're welcome to visit either our offices here or our advocates' offices, because these are going to be held in the safe custody of our advocates or your advocates, and inspect them physically before they do get submitted to the Ministry of Lands registrar. So thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for following this process. I look forward to giving you further updates about AcaciaCove. Check out our website. There are only, I believe, 35 plots remaining currently, so get yours now, 35 or 36. They're going for only 3.99 M each. Fully serviced, will have all the utilities, power, water, perimeter fencing already done, amazing gatehouse designed by Bukatman, public utility spaces and green links. We're gonna have sewer treatment, miniaturized sewer treatment plants for each of you, SBR, which means rather than dumping waste deep underground and polluting the ground over time, you actually are able to recycle the water and use it for landscaping. Amazing things we're doing in AcaciaCove. So get your piece now before they're sold out, and we look forward to taking you on a tour whenever you're able to book one.